When I came to Georgia Tech, I was a clueless first year with no idea what I was doing. These tips are what I wish I knew before I started. Hi, I'm Tyler, a second year computer science student here at Georgia Tech. My first year at Tech was the best time of my life, but it was far from perfect. Today, we're gonna look at 8 tips I picked up along the way so that you don't make the same mistakes I did. I've split this video into 4 categories: academics, social, housing, and some tips specific to Georgia Tech. Let's dive right in with academics. My first tip may seem obvious, but there's a good reason I included it. Go to class and pay attention. I know too many people who will not go to class, be failing a class, be not doing well in a class, and they literally don't go. I get it, 8 a.m. suck. Going to class sometimes the professor can't lecture very well. It may be better just to read the textbook, but if you make the class mandatory for yourself, and what I mean by that is don't debate it, don't say, oh, do I wanna go to class today? Don't make it optional, make it something you have to do. And that takes away the option. So then you go, and even if it's not the most productive hour of your life, you're still soaking up at least something for that hour. And I know now it may not be a physical location, it may just be opening up a Zoom call, but just open it up at the time, because trust me, you may tell yourself you're gonna study later instead of going to class, but you're not. And beyond that, there's tons of other resources in campus, but I see too many people not going to class when it's literally just the easiest thing. Go to class, make it mandatory for yourself. You'll thank me later. Up next is something that I know tech students struggle with, and that is to put yourself first. Prioritize you. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of, oh, I'm gonna take 18 credit hours and do 5 clubs and go rush Greek life and go and do research over here. But if you're doing all this and you're not taking care of yourself, you're gonna burn out eventually and things are just gonna crash down. I know from experience, I took it out too hard and I ended up getting mono, I ended up having some other health issues, and I did not feel good for the last 9 months. I'm finally coming out of it, but if you feel yourself not feeling well, if you feel yourself taking too high of a load, maybe bump your credit hours down. Maybe go from 5 commitments to 3. Take it easy, don't go out and party on that Friday night. Let yourself drop a class. Whatever you need to put yourself first, because ultimately, if you're not taking care of yourself, everything else is going to fall apart eventually. And don't even get me started on comparing yourself to other people. You have to look at yourself, because there are going to be people who are way more advanced in every single different area that you can think of. You just gotta focus on you, your commitments, your things, what you wanna do in life, and don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Up next is my advice for social situations, and my number 1 tip is don't be afraid to talk to people. Especially when you first get there, nobody knows anybody else, everybody's looking for friends, so even if you're not outgoing, just get out there and talk to some people. I'd say for your first month, make it a goal to meet 1 new person and have a good conversation every single day. It'll be so much fun to just meet people, and it may seem scary at first, but this is not high school. Thank God. There's not all the judgment, the stigmas, the hierarchies. Just go up to somebody and talk to them, and you'll find out soon enough it's great. I met my best friends at Tech just by going up and talking to people, and really everyone's nice and helpful. Tech doesn't really have a competitive culture where people want to tear each other down. We all kind of just suffer together and get through it together, and everyone's really willing to put out a helping hand, help each other, and be really friendly. Another tip, apply to everything you're even remotely interested in, because you can always reject an offer, but you can't apply after the deadline. There's a couple things in my first year that I wanted to apply for. I was kind of debating it and I never ended up applying, but if I had just applied and tried, maybe I would have gotten rejected, maybe not, but I would have had that decision at a later date. So just go ahead and apply. Another thing, things are a lot more competitive in college, but that's counterbalanced because there are so many more opportunities. Maybe in high school you would apply to 8 things and get into 6. Well, at college, you may apply to 50 things and get into 20. And sure, your rejection rate's higher, but you also have 6 options versus 20 options. So just apply, and then you can decide later what you want to do. While we're on the topic of social, make sure to follow me on Instagram at TylerShot. I'll be posting a lot of exclusive content on there while I'm at Tech, and I have some exciting interactive content planned. I'm thinking about doing a live style Q&A about Georgia Tech, among other things. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, hit the like button on this video and make sure to follow me on Insta. Let's move on to everyone's favorite part of college, dorm life. Woo! I'll be honest, dorm life kind of sucks, but then it doesn't. Let me explain. Sure, the living conditions may be old and small and not the best, but living conditions are far from the most important part of dorm life. The best part is the people. And going back to the social tips, don't be afraid to talk to people in your dorm, because if you can make friends on your hall, it's like you're having a big sleepover literally all the time. The people you're gonna be around 24/7 surely make up for the living conditions, and plus, they get pretty manageable pretty quick. If you would be interested in some ways to make dorm living more manageable, leave a comment down below and let me know. Also, I have a dorm tour video that you might be interested in if you want more dorm tips. While we're on the topic of making dorm life better, let's talk about you for a second. In college, potentially for the first time, you have to take care of yourself. You don't have mom and dad to run back to. You have to take care of yourself. If you're not feeling well, if something goes wrong, if you're cooped up in your room, if you need food. So be prepared. Have common medicines that you'll need be there already. Have some like backup meals, some ramen noodles, some chicken noodle soup, whatever you want as a backup. Because trust me, if you start feeling bad and you're laying in bed, not feeling like anything, you want to just be able to reach over, grab the medicine you need, go microwave some ramen noodles or something and be on your way. Moral of the story, be prepared and buy what you need. Go ahead and have it on hand before you need it. Let's get into some tips just for us Yellow Jackets. Georgia Tech can get a bad rap for being an engineering school and just working hard all the time. And while we do work hard, we play even harder. I've had the best time of my life at Georgia Tech, and it is so much fun. First of all, it's in the middle of Atlanta, so you can do practically anything you'd ever want, but I don't even think you'll need to leave campus. With so many clubs and opportunities and parties going on and fun activities, there is never nothing to do. Whether you go out with friends or find a new friend group or go to a meeting that's really fun or go to an activity that's planned, there's always something going on campus. And even with Corona, there's going to be a lot of fun to have on campus. So don't worry about that. And it kind of goes back to social tips a little bit. Be outgoing and you will have so much fun. This last one may not seem too useful, but trust me, there are ways around Freshman Hill. Let me explain. If you don't know what Freshman Hill is yet, and you're going to live on East Campus, you will soon enough. It's a little stretch of road known as Bobby Dodd Way, and while it may not look too daunting at first, trust me, give it a few days. It is the gate between freshman housing on East Campus and all classes in campus. So let me explain some ways that you can get around this treacherous hike. And the first is towards North Avenue. So you'll turn along the stadium, go up North Ave, bam, you have access to classes on that side of campus. The second, we're gonna go towards Frat Row. We're gonna go up to 5th Street, bam, you're up towards the College of Computing and other buildings on that side of campus. But my personal favorite, the way to really sneak around Freshman Hill, is to act like you're gonna go right up it, but right before it goes up, bam, you're gonna move into the parking deck. You're gonna go through Peter's parking deck. I know, take my word for it, just try it. Go through Peter's parking deck, up 4th Street, and right there you're at the Colk. Bam, right in the middle of campus, right to where all the housing is, and you just saved yourself a hike up Freshman Hill. If you found any of these tips helpful, make sure to smash that like button and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Peace out. Bye!